From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. Tonight, selling all our crypto for gold bars with Alex Chiniborch, chronic campaigner Pete Pfeifer, and the Right Mind studio band Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now, putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Showalter.
Hey, I'm just going to start with a little disclaimer, okay? I think we have to put a few minds at rest, a few of the listeners out there. I want everyone to know that this is really us. You, Joey, me, Todd, we're the real deal. We are not AI versions of ourselves, because I got that question. If somebody said, is this really you guys, or have you gone the AI route, and is it just an AI recording now? I'm looking at you. You're really here in the flesh. Am I in the flesh?
I get paid very little money to edit this show, and I have now adopted the theory that the more mistakes I leave in, the more real we sound. The more we sound real. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm here.
You are right here. I bet you my AI version doesn't wear bronzer, does he?
No way.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't at all. But this is the real deal.
He's got no hands.
I have 6 fingers on this one hand. Okay. That was just a freak of nature, not AI, all right? But we are the real deal. That's the whole thing now. Everybody thinks, oh, is this real or not? I mean, on social media, you watching this, I don't know what's real anymore. But the thing is, this show, as of right now, as of people listening to it, this is really you. I mean, you and I as human beings, not just some AI bot, all right?
Most of the reels that I see on social media, not real.
No, isn't that irony?
That's weird.
Unreal.
It's like
reels.
They knew we'd be questioning
that
them.
Is, and some of them are really strange. I mean, some of this stuff, my wife, who I can't bring up on the show, she follows all these different people, and apparently there's like the same different people talking the same script, so to speak. I mean, so she's all flummoxed, and I don't know who I'm actually. Here's the thing: if you see anything stupid from me on social media, that's my AI double. That's not me. I only do the good stuff.
Something I see all the time are these meme boys, these meme tricksters who are trying to trick me, and I will not have it. And something I saw the other day where they were trying to trick me is that Jasmine Crockett had her primary in Texas, and she lost big time. Big time.
Yep, she did.
And then people were saying, oh, here's a video of Jasmine Crockett, and she was dancing through the halls of the Capitol in her new Popeye's chicken uniform with big drumsticks in her hand doing a little dance. And I said, that's offensive, that's a little funny, but I bet you that is fake. And you know who I saw that posted by? Kevin Sorbo himself.
Kevin Sorbo,
Mr. Hercules. He posted this, and he does this thing where he posts for the caption, who did this?
Really?
They always try and trick me into think I'm not the one who's racist, someone else is. Who did this? And then they post it.
Oh, I see.
I know Kevin Sorbo has an AI farm trying to up his clicks with racism.
Well, that's like the stinker thing. You know, if somebody lets one, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, who did that?
Who did that?
You know that he's the person that did it. Yeah, wasn't he like the Hercules, and now he's in like every movie that's made now? He and Eric Roberts are a couple of actors out there. Eric Roberts, who's Julia Roberts', poor brother, who is actually a decent actor. I think to make up for the fact that his sister makes a lot more money than him, has decided that he's going to be in every movie ever made. And for a while there, Kevin Sorbo was kind of to keep up with him. Do you know what I'm talking? You're the movie guy.
He's doing like Hallmark movies, but just for Christian stuff. Like he's been raptured a lot of times, I think. In the Hercules, he didn't have sleeves. So I thought maybe just he got raptured a little bit. Because usually when you get raptured, you leave your shoes behind.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you just get sucked up to heaven naked, I think.
Naked?
So I don't know what movies he's doing now. Nice guy, though. I've talked to him. I've had him on the show.
Oh, really?
And his wife is very much into school choice. Well, more about homeschooling. She doesn't like to drive, I think. Women drivers.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why she just really leaned into the homeschool thing. Like, I don't want to get into another accident and have Kevin beat me with his sleeveless arms.
Speaking of pain and stuff like that, I guess what did I send you? I mean, I've got the nut jobs out there that want to cause me harm again. I saw these crazy people that. Now, here's the thing: there are a bunch of, and I'm trying to be nice, but there's a bunch of losers out in the world that really get upset about little cartoons. Okay, and I'm the guy that draws them, so I mean, I can call them like silly, superficial cartoons because I draw them, and I've got a couple of people out there that. Can I say it? They want me dead. They want me dead. I sent you those little nuggets, didn't I?
I'm not going to encourage people to use this hashtag, but it's not trending. It's the least used hashtag in all of the internet.
Yeah.
But at least one person has posted hashtag KillTodd.
I know, and I thought that's not very friendly. You know what? Because I always, whenever I get a friend suggestion on social media, I like to look at them first at their profile, so to speak. But this person, even if I looked at his profile, just the fact that he wrote hashtag KillTodd, I'm not going to accept his friend request. I'm not.
And he's very nice looking at first, but this person has posted these like a slideshow. He's got these posts on Instagram where it's a slideshow, and there's 20 pictures in each slideshow. So you think, oh, it looks like he's having fun visiting colleges, and you swipe through, and there he is at a freaking gun range.
Wow.
He's got the headphones on, and he's got the gun, and he's licking the barrel, all weird-like. And then the next one, it's like he's kissing some dude. I don't know what's going on.
What the heck is going on?
You don't want to mess with these.
Don't mess with the weird guy.
And then some pictures he's not in, but it's just a girl, so I don't know if he's trans.
I have no idea.
In the middle of the slideshow, it becomes not even about killing Todd anymore.
He's quite rude, I tell you, because if anybody wants to be my friend, you're not allowed to say hashtag KillTodd. Hey, guess what happened to me last week?
Tell me.
Oh, well, okay. I get this phone call. No, actually, it was a text, and it wasn't the guy that said kill Todd, but it was like he has a show here. It was a Saturday morning. Randy Tobler, great show. I mean, he's a great guy, and it was like, hey, this is Friday. Would you like to be on the show tomorrow morning? And I say, like I say to everyone, of course I would, absolutely. It was later, and I didn't have a mental note. Anyway, this story gets better. My wife decides we're going to watch this movie that you actually reviewed called Eternity. Okay, it's like a rom-com that was the most boring thing that, it sucked all of the energy and cerebral qualities out of my brain, okay? It left me in a brain soup, so to speak. And that's how I went to bed. And so at 8 o'clock, I was supposed to be on the show at 8:05, all right? At 8 o'clock, my wife says, hey, aren't you supposed to be on the show with Randy? And you know what I said? Just like that. I almost did my horn, okay, but I didn't do it. And I remembered at the last second that I'm supposed...
Unknown caller.
Oh, my goodness.
It's Dr. Tobler!
I don't know what in the heck. Now, I want you to notice.
We're canceling him.
Yeah, he's calling me right now.
Hey, will you be on the show this Saturday? What if something else gets bombed, Randy?
Exactly. And so I'm thinking, what's going on? And so that's the first thing that comes up is this whole thing about how Iran and the United States are going at it, and we bombed Iran. I knew nothing about what was going on because I had been watching this horrible rom-com that had robbed me of my brain. And so I am literally on the air with Dr. Randy Tobler, scrolling through Fox, trying to figure out what in the HE double hockey sticks is going on as words are coming out of my mouth that I don't know what they are.
It's funny because Randy Tobler was on the Tim Jones and Chris Arp show, which I produce on the weekdays. And he said, oh, boy, I got a text and was woken up at 3 a.m. that Saturday by my producer, Jerome, who said, oh, we're bombing Iran. So Dr. Tobler, before he even started his show at 6 a.m., he had maybe an hour to prepare.
Yeah.
And then he thought, I'm going to spring this on someone else who's very unprepared. Todd Showalter. See how he likes it.
That's what he did.
He probably came in hot with you. He knew how many, we had 1,500 attacks on all these factories, and the Amazon warehouse at 12th and Hijab Street has been blown up. What do you think, Todd?
And I said, hey, I didn't know Elizabeth Olsen actually did adult roles.
How is she an Olsen twin when she looks nothing like the other two?
And I said, were the Olsen twins involved in the bombing of Iran? Because that's the only thing that's in my head right now, how it just ruined my whole mind for the weekend. And I had to go through and find all this stuff out. I did. And usually, me, everything that comes out of my mouth is 98% true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make up a couple of nuggets that maybe weren't true. Like, well, I bet you they bombed them because they had to use planes, which is true.
Speaking of strikes, I don't want to talk about this subject anymore. Move on, Doc.
That's what I thought. Wow.
I'm sure you made it through, and they put it up as a podcast, and it's been the most downloaded show that's ever happened.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I don't know. What is going on in your world, though?
Now, I haven't connected the dots, but Don Jr. is heavily invested in this prediction market website that we talk about every week now when we don't have content, and he can find out the inside scoop from Daddy and then find out when they're going to bomb Iran. Because somebody whose name is public, their name MAGA My Man, went on Polymarket and made $600,000.
Yeah. Now
betting on the exact date when Iran was going to get bombed.
This sounds like because now you're real big into gambling along with
Huge
movies
gambling
now too. I mean, you've really gone
degenerate.
Yeah, you've really sunk to those lower pits of addiction when it comes to the gambling stuff. Because you brought up the whole thing about the streaker at the Super Bowl that bet on somebody streaking, and then he went out and did it, and he actually made a whole bunch of cash. And now we're talking about this other brand new gambling app. Okay, that I didn't even know about till you brought it to my attention, because you're the inside guy when it comes to gambling and corruption. And so somebody bet on this thing when the United States would bomb Iran, and as a result of getting that right, walked away with not $5,000 but $600,000 in cash, right?
I wish that person would have sent you a text so you could have been prepared to go on the Dr. Randy Tobler show.
Well, that would have been the topic, about this guy getting $600,000 in cash, because I do find this a little ironic that at the State of the Union, we brought up the insider trading, and now you right now have said, hey, this looks like insider trading. And so you're saying, if I have this right, is that maybe, what's the guy's name, MAGA Man?
MAGA My Man. What's up, my MAGA?
Hey, MAGA. And so basically, he think he was tipped off by somebody, wink, wink, and knew, and therefore made $600,000 by having inside information. Correct.
And I'm not saying it should be banned like Nancy Pelosi's insider trading. I'm saying put us on the group thread, the Signal thread, Pete.
Yeah.
I mean, just let us know so we can bet too.
Well, there is that. It's kind of like that app. Like, what did Nancy do? I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like you get to
the Nancy Index,
right? And if you track everything that Nancy's doing that's illegal, even though she says it's not, you can figure out how to cheat like she does and make a whole lot of cash. So you're basically saying the same thing for this, and it's called what now? Paralegal.
Polymarket,
paralegal, something. I don't know. Polymarket
or Kalshi.
Now, is it Polymarket? Is that like polygamy, or what is this?
I think poly means multiple and market means market.
Really?
I'm not Latin. I don't know. It's
and
a dead
I'm
language.
Not in the mass. Speaking of poly,
I wasn't bombed like Khomeini. I'm very much alive.
Yeah, you're doing just fine. You're not a dang bot.
Now, there's a lot of people who are mad because they voted on Polymarket and bet a lot of money that Khomeini would be removed from office.
Who?
Khomeini. He's the guy that was bombed, right? He was supreme leader of Iran.
Oh, he had I don't know. I thought he was on a sitcom earlier. Is he the same guy?
Cosmo Kramer Khomeini.
I thought he was the guy that was in Three's Company. I thought he was like Mr. Roper.
Oh yeah. But if you bet that Khomeini would be removed from office on Polymarket, they say that doesn't pay out because he wasn't removed. He's still there, just in bits and pieces.
He is. Does that
He's
count?
Like in the ground a little bit lower than the office, but he's still kind of in the office.
Isn't he just like dust?
He's dust in the wind, Kansas.
Dust in the wind, yeah. You keep it all in that hat that he is wearing. Hey, I don't know, but I do know this. We'll be right back. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, investing in precious metals with Alex Chiniborch, the gold guy. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who is currently at the vet because Juice the dog dug up the gold coins buried in the backyard and swallowed them. Todd Showalter.
And we're back. I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. And on the line now is a man he goes by the name, the Gold Guy, Alex Chiniborch. Do I have that right? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I appreciate you being on. There's a lot of talk about gold right now. I mean, a lot of stuff as far as the financial markets up and down. And a lot of people are investing in gold. You can buy gold at Costco, as far as I know right now. I mean, you're the gold guy. Is this the best time to get into the gold market?
Absolutely, Todd. It's never too late to get into the gold market. And I think if you're studying a little bit, what's happening right now is you're seeing a little downward resistance, and that usually happens before the next big spike. So I'd say absolutely yes.
Okay, well, what if somebody is not into gold at all? Like, for example, I'm not, and I wanted to say, get into it. How does that apply? How does that actually work? I mean, if I have money in my my IRA or in a savings account, I mean, I can track that and know exactly what I have. If I invest in gold, how does that work? I mean, do I just have the gold bars and know what they're worth, or are they stored somewhere? Or, I mean, tell me the process.
All right. Well, you know what? You brought up an interesting point there. Saving money, leaving it in your bank account or in your IRA. Can we agree that on a yearly basis you're losing anywhere from 9 to 14% to inflation?
Mm-hmm. True. Yes.
Right. So then an actual savings account, you're not really saving any money. So let's leave that one on the table for now. From a gold standpoint, every single year, bar a few exceptions, gold has always gone up, and historically, year over year, it continues to rise farther than inflationary measures go from a fiat dollar perspective, right? So it's always way ahead of the curve from that perspective. So how do you buy it? Well, it's simple. There are plenty of refineries in the U.S., Canada, North America, internationally with strong reputations. You can buy credible certified gold. You can buy it from 10 grams to 50 grams to 32 1 ounce coin, and all the way up to 1 kilo bars. Mm-hmm. Right, you're paying a little bit more of a premium on the smaller amount you buy, but again, that's all budget related and has nothing. It's got nothing to do with market conditions or whatnot. But generally speaking, tracking what gold is on a per ounce basis, that's a good way to start. So I usually like to start off investors or new investors in buying coin. Right now, a 1 ounce coin is about $5,400 per ounce. So it's gone up significantly so far in the last 12 months.
Okay, so you have this gold. Okay, I mentioned earlier, I believe that you can go into places like Costco even at this point and purchase gold that you're going to have, for you personally. What do you do with it? I mean, do you put it in a safe deposit box, or I mean, how do you make sure that it's safe?
Well, you can put it anywhere. If you took the gold coin out and dug it in your backyard, left it in there for 50 years, in 50 years you're going to pull up the exact same gold coin. It'd just be worth a lot more money. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really need to cost you anything in order to store it, and you can store it just about anywhere. Okay,
as far as cashing in, I guess is where I'm going with it. So say I wanted to bank my entire retirement instead of traditionally, if I wanted to put it in gold. So if I were to do that and I have X amount of dollars worth of gold and I wanted to use that, how would I liquidate that, so to speak?
Well, again, going to the bank, you can liquidate it. Going to a jewelry store, you can liquidate it. Going to the open market, you can liquidate it. Going on eBay, you can liquidate it. Right? Mm-hmm. I would personally look for a reputable refinery closest to you. They would absolutely take it at as close to spot as humanly possible, spot price. And if you're holding it for 5-10 years, you're going to be very, very happy you did that. If you're, like in any situation, Todd, if you're desperate to sell something and you got to sell tomorrow, well, you don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow, but in 10 years from now, you can be pretty damn sure it's going to go up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what are you predicting? I mean, do you have obviously, I mean, this is a safe way to go in your opinion. Where do you see the market going overall for most people right now? I think it's, is it pessimistic? I mean, are we going down, or I mean, what do you where do you think we're going?
Well, if you study the trends and you listen to all the world currency experts, most people are looking to store value in precious metals. And precious metals, they're going old school. They're going analog. All the talk of the digital world, right? All the money guys are going analog. They're going back into precious metals. There are projections over the next 4 or 5 years for gold hitting $27,000 an ounce. And that has to do with the amount of supply that they can pull out of the ground versus how much money is actually floating in the world. and combining those two numbers. So looking at it from that perspective, there is an argument for gold's valuation to be at $27,000 an ounce. Today being at 5,000 and change, that's a 5x in 3-4 years. Now, is that what's going to happen? I don't know. Do I think it can easily hit 10,000 an ounce in the next 2-3 years? Absolutely. I think if it doesn't go there, there are other market factors at play, and look, I don't have a crystal ball, but if the numbers are forecasted where they're going, 10 grand an ounce is very doable within the next 2-3 years.
Okay, so it steadily goes up. I mean, are there times when it goes down? I mean, obviously, it fluctuates, but has gold ever taken a large dip?
Yeah, gold's taken a couple of dips along the road. Absolutely, like every other commodity. Most of the time, it's banker related. Bankers wanting to keep a market suppressed. Up until very recently, they've done that with silver. JP Morgan has done that with silver when they took over the Lehman Brothers short position for silver I believe it was the 30-year short that they had in play, and they started losing that leverage because there was so much upward pressure from the market. And being in the business, I have a little bit of an advantage is I'm a refinery owner. So from my perspective, when I have clients that are basically begging me to find them silver, and they don't care what the price is because they just don't have access to it. When you're selling silver over market price, well, that's a telltale sign. And we've got that same market pressure for gold. We see what's happening from a trading floor perspective, but when I'm getting calls from different banks and different governments saying, "Hey, Alex, can you get us a large quantity of gold?" And my first response is, "Well, what do you want to pay for it?" Mm-hmm. And as soon as they tell me what their target price is, I said, "Sorry guys, I can't get it for you that price. The only way to sell it is, you got to pay that." And I've not heard no.
Okay. Well,
if banks,
go ahead.
Right. Sorry. Go ahead. Well, if banks and business people and family offices and multi-billionaires and everybody want to buy it and they don't really care what market price is, they just want to own it. Well, that's got to tell you something, right? You got to follow the money. You got to follow the smart money. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, you mentioned clients. Okay. So what? So do you have? I mean, you say you own a refinery. What type of clients do you have? I mean, what does your business actually do?
Well, as a refinery, we take raw product or scrap product or different types of precious metals. So we basically refine, all precious metals. So gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, all the expensive metals, and we refine it into a pure metal bullion bar, and then we take them to market for our clients. So that's basically what we do. We also have a jewelry division where we can take, bullion bars and then break it down into smaller denominations. So like I said earlier, Costco, you're able to buy 10-gram coins, 10-gram mini bars, as well as 100-gram mini bars and 32-gram or 1-ounce coins. And all of those things are broken down at our refinery. So we can take 1 kilo of gold and break it down into various denominations and sizes. So that's what we typically do. In terms of silver, we do several things. So we had a tech company that specializes in electronic vehicles. They processed through us about 15 tons of silver a couple of weeks ago, and they wanted us to turn bullion into grain. And from that process, and you can see that on our website, from that process, we actually turn big bulky bars into little mini grains of silver so that they can mold them into components that go into the cars.
Okay, so there's multifaceted. So when you have clients, I mean, these are people that have the raw materials or that you then turn into commodities, so to speak?
We can turn it into commodity, or we do the inverse where we're dealing with mining groups and they give us the raw materials and we turn it into bullion for the market. So as a refinery, we're the manufacturer, right? We manufacture it the way that you want it. It's pretty simple.
So overall, though, you're saying it's safer than a mutual fund or throwing your money at a bunch of stocks.
100%. And look, I never put all my eggs in one basket, but I do believe in asset protection. And the best asset protection is to have a portfolio that has physical metals as a part of it. And anywhere from 20 to 30% of your portfolio should be in precious metals today. If you really want to protect your downside, this is where you put your money. And again, let's put a worst case scenario, right? Right now I'm living in Dubai. So I'm here in Dubai. There are literally rockets, jet fighters, going off and exploding over our heads right now. Mm-hmm. As we speak right now, there are literally drones and things being shot at us, right?
Yeah.
So, the market here is while we're trying to conduct business as usual, it's not business as usual, right? We don't have any flights coming in and out, or extremely minimal flights coming in and out at this particular moment in time. So the economy of precious metals has slowed for us a little bit here for the last couple of weeks, just because we can't get anything in or out, right? Mm-hmm. So what does that mean for the market? Is the market climbing like crazy? No, because the banking forces at play are kind of keeping it in check. But this is going to last for only so long. The pull, right, of the demand is going to skyrocket, and then you're going to start seeing, I think, probably towards the end of the month, gold could push up to 6,000.
Okay.
So I think, if you're thinking strategically, globally, the gold standard will always be number one on bankers' minds, on governments' minds, on central banks' minds. This is always going to be the standard. However, the need for silver in all of the tech components, this is a real thing. Same thing with copper. So the need from an industrial standpoint is also of critical high demand. And there too, you cannot pull it out of the ground fast enough than what is needed for today's technological equipment. Mm-hmm. So I think from a practical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, and from a market standpoint, all these things are going to collide into a massive explosion.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Well, before I let you go, you're in Dubai. I mean, are we getting the straight poop on this whole thing, so to speak? I mean, how are things over there? I'm glad that you're safe. We're hearing a lot of different news stories come out. I mean, what's your take on everything going on right now?
Well, I think what we're seeing is a pretty desperate Iran government, or whatever's left of them, trying to bring everybody into a mess. And, personally, from a political standpoint, that's what it looks like from the ground here. I think everybody in Dubai would love for the crazy regime to be completely annihilated, mm-hmm. and get these bad guys out of there and give Iran back to the Iranian people. And how is it here in Dubai? You know what? Look, most people are playing things a little conservative. They're not going out. They're protecting themselves. They're staying indoors, right? They don't want to catch any debris falling from the sky. There have been, I think, 4 or 5 fatalities since everything started. There's been, some damage, but mostly to American or Israeli-owned properties, and some key infrastructure here. And basically, it's just to inconvenience the UAE relationship with America and Israel, because the UAE is the linchpin here in the Middle East for the relationships with Israel and the U.S. But I'm very grateful to live here, because it's an amazing country. It's an amazing place to live, and the government here has protected its citizens and residents like nothing I've ever seen. Like, it's literally been, almost business as usual. I mean, restaurants are open, stores are open. And as a dear friend of mine says, if you can order a pizza and have it delivered in 30 minutes, are you really in a war zone?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Okay.
Right.
Well, it's been fascinating.
So that's where we're at.
I've enjoyed talking to you about gold, and I'd love to get back in touch with you, down the road here just to hear some more. In the meantime, I hope you stay safe and on that front. But is there any way that if people want to get in touch with you? You mentioned your website. Is that the best way of going about doing that?
Yeah, we're also on Instagram. The Gold Guy Dubai is it's my name, Alex Chiniborch, on Instagram, AlexChiniborch.
Okay.
Just give it a like and follow, and you get a lot of advice there for free. It'll lead you to our website. We have online agents that will help people, give them guidance until you're at the point where you're ready to purchase something. And by all means, we'd love to help everybody who, just from a knowledge standpoint, getting informed on how precious metals can protect your future and your financial freedom.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. As you can tell here, I don't certainly understand everything about it, but you've clarified several things for me here today, and I'm sure you have for our listeners as well. And I look forward to you joining us again.
I look forward to it too, Todd. Thank you so much for the invitation, and God bless.
Well, there you go. Are you going to invest all your money in gold now, Joey? I remember when people had gold fillings in their teeth.
I am really fascinated with the amount of money he's going to make in movie production at his refinery. Back in the 80s, all of the big boss fights ended at a refinery.
Yeah.
Like Terminator or
Right.
Cobra
Yeah.
or RoboCop.
Right.
I thought they were just sparks factories.
No.
It'd be two bad guys punching each other off, and then there would be sparks flying in the background, and he was probably just refining gold back there.
I think that's exactly what it is. Why did you not jump in there and just point that out?
Well, I was curious.
Because you're taking notes. I see you're taking a lot of notes over here. Were you writing down those thoughts right as we were speaking?
Well, we've got our big movie about the plumbers and their cracks that we're going to make, and
Flush.
it needs a big fight scene at the end, probably at a refinery. I just don't see any flights. I'm checking my phone right now to Dubai, as he mentioned.
Right.
Gold is skyrocketing, and so is the rockets. The rockets are skyrocketing, so we can't get in there. We got to put a pause on production right now on Flush.
Okay. Well, we'll go to Popeyes. How's that sound?
That could work.
Okay.
Well, I hope everyone finds the glory hole that they're looking for and gets some gold in their pocket.
Yeah, if you don't get the glory hole, you may get something else. But in the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, potential future Congresswoman Pete Pfeifer. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who has never died of dysentery while traveling on the Oregon Trail, but he is scared of being run over by Ann Wagner's wheels if he lets this next guest say too many mean things about her. Todd Showalter.
Hey, we're back. I'm Todd Showalter along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. And on the line now, as we talked about him just a little while ago, Joey is running against Ann Wagner, and he's run for a lot of other things in the past. We got Pete Pfeifer. How's it going, my friend?
My favorite cartoonist, Todd. How are you today?
Oh, wait, we got to start over and do that all over again so you can say it 2 more times. No, you don't have to. I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much.
I'll look for that $5 check.
But it's actually down to 4, but I'll see if I can scrounge some Aldi quarters for you. How are you? I mean, what's going on? I mean, you've got you've got your hat in the ring to go up against Ann Wagner. I mean, tell us all about the upcoming campaign.
Well, the upcoming campaign has a lot to do with the previous campaign, Todd. I ran previously against Ann Wagner, the Republican primary from Missouri's 2nd Congressional, and I got 35% of the vote on $5,000.
Wow, okay. That's a pretty good return. I mean, so what do you think? Was it a grassroots effort, or what was your strategy last time, and how are you going to do it this time?
Well, yeah, I appreciate that question. It was definitely grassroots. Obviously, a third of the electorate did not take much prodding, coaxing, or cajoling to vote for Pfeifer instead of Ann Wagner. She's now a 7-term incumbent, and just last night, she voted to not disclose the names of the folks in the Congressional slush fund for sexual harassment. So she's making it easier for me, and I just need to be a little bit louder and get the message out to a few more folks.
Yeah, one of the things I've seen, and again, I've never spoken with her personally. I take that back. I have met her. It's at a fundraiser, so I've talked casually, and that was kind of an interesting situation. But one of the things I've noticed, and this is just as an objective observer, is, for example, I was at the caucus that they had a couple of years ago at the Parkway West High School, and she came in briefly and just. She was going to be in and out, and I think she wanted it on purpose because she was loudly booed by her own party. Everybody there were, they were there for the Republican caucus, and she did not get a good reception. What do you think? What do you think that all stems from?
Well, I think it stems from her refusal to hold any sort of regular communication, in-person communication with the constituents. Yeah. She's never had a town hall meeting. And myself, I'm been around town. I was an alderman back at the turn of the century, if I can sound like our parents and grandparents. Back in 1999, I was an alderman in Brentwood. And, I'm a pretty good communicator, and I've been involved in business as a commercial real estate broker for 25 years. I talk to people all day, every day. And that's, probably the easiest part of the job. You have to be in front of people. You have to communicate with people. You have to give them an opportunity to voice their opinions if you are going to represent them. How would you be able to represent somebody if you don't know what they're thinking?
No, I agree. I mean, that's just it. You have to be part of the community. I mean, one of the things, and you mentioned, you go on a Weidman Road in Manchester. That sticks out predominantly to me because her office is over in that area. But almost every weekend, you have people out protesting her. And so I'm thinking, I mean, why do you? I'm going to shoot right to the chase here with you. Last year, a couple of people I was involved with, I was actually, it brought up me personally running against her. And I thought, well, that's not really what I do. I mean, I like doing my radio stuff, my cartoons and everything, and that would put a crimp in that. But after all was said and done, it came down to I would basically have about a 10% chance, after everybody was looking into the scenarios, a 10% chance of winning just based on dollars. Okay, it has nothing to do with what the constituents thought of me or the area, the fact that I'm a resident. But from a budgetary standpoint, it looked like there was just no way I could win. Now, you, on the other hand, you say you had $5,000, which I found fascinating. You got 35% of the vote, which it looks like, you'll have that now you've got name recognition. What was it that you did different? I mean, I was told, Todd, this isn't going to work. You don't have enough money. How are you going to go about, going up against that big money machine?
Well, it's not just big money. It's also institutionalized the position. I'm not going to get Ameren to contribute to my campaign. I am not going to get Spire to contribute to my campaign. I'm not going to get Hush Blackwell to contribute to my campaign. All these large corporations in St. Louis have been giving to Ann Wagner for 14 years. She sits on the Financial Services Committee. Every bank in the country writes her a check for $5,000. Personally, I think it's an ethical challenge to sit on the Financial Services Committee and take money from banks that you're regulating. But I think that's the some of the things I need to point out during the campaign. But hustling and being, in two places at once, like today, I'm supposed to be in studio with you, but I'm out on the road somewhere else. But fortunately, through technology, I can be with you at the same time as doing something else. So it's all about hustle and getting the name out there. People need a reason, and they already have their reason. They just need a name and a face to go with that reason.
And I do think, I mean, you're talking about a grassroots effort with the hunger that people have just to have some type of connection that apparently she's not doing. And you mentioned the town hall situation. I mean, my strategy, I don't know your strategy, but I mean, what if you just get out there and just get in front of these people and say, hey, look, I'm talking to you now. I'll talk to you in the future. Is that what you're going to do?
Todd, why don't you and I put a town hall together for Missouri's 2nd Congressional?
Be happy to. That'd be fine. Sure.
An unofficial.
Okay, well, whatever it takes. Yeah, I mean, I'll draw cartoons if it gets boring. How's that sound? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, I'd be happy to help you because I think a lot, the thing that surprises me is just, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It seems like once you're in, it's almost, you got Cori Bush, it was the exception, but once you're in, you're you're there. I mean, you got people throwing money at you, and you're not going anywhere. When in fact, maybe you're not actually serving the people you were elected to serve. I mean, and if you can come in and say, "Hey, look, I'm Pete. I'm doing things different. I'm right here in front of you. I want to hear what your thoughts are. I'm not talking to special interest or big money here." That to me, that sounds like okay. You would have my vote. I mean, is that what you're doing?
That's exactly what I'm doing. It is imperative if you're a representative to be able to communicate with the people that you're representing. There's no way, Ann Wagner got a taste of it at, like you said, Parkway West. People are not happy with her. And what does she do? She just walks away. There's not any consequence to her not paying attention other than people just have, a bad opinion of her, and it's true. Everybody hates Congress, but they love their congressman. So there's a lot of things like that that I need to overcome. I did a good job of doing that in St. Louis County. I think I got 30%. In Franklin County, and Franklin County Republican Central Committee did endorse me. I also had a sitting state rep endorse me as well. But I got 40% outside of St. Louis County. Mm-hmm. And the map has been redrawn again. And St. Charles County is out. Warren County is out. We're taking on, in the Missouri 2nd Congressional District, Gasconade County, Washington County, and Crawford County. So, we're talking, Potosi. We're talking about Herman. We're talking about Owensville and the western half of Jefferson County, Hillsborough, DeSoto. The district's gotten a lot bigger, and I need to be in a lot of different places. And that's what I plan on doing, is getting in front of the folks and letting them know they have a choice and they have an opportunity to have better representation.
Okay, so let's say best case scenario, for you get in there, you're the new guy. What do you think we got to change? What do you think? What has to be done differently?
Well, there's a lot, but I'm not going to go to Washington, D.C. to change Washington, D.C. One person cannot do that. Mm-hmm. There are 435 representatives. What my goal is to bend that back towards the people, to get the swamp to be a little lower so we can walk across with getting the soles of our shoes wet and not have it swamp over the ankles of our boots. I think what has to happen is the people's voices need to be heard. Like the vote that took place last night, we want to have full transparency. We need to have someone who's willing to take action, someone that's willing to be truthful, someone willing to be courageous. We need accountability, courage, and truth. That's what I want to bring to the House of Representatives. I think that's what the electorate of the 2nd Congressional District wants out of the representation in D.C.
Okay, well, I tell you, next time we'll have you in studio. I know you're a busy man out there hitting the campaign trail, but I enjoy it. If anybody wants to get on board with your campaign, how can they do that?
Well, I appreciate that. It's pfeiferforcongress.com, and it's a funny spelling. It's P-F-E-I-F-E-R forcongress.com. It was terrible in school, I before E. Well, that just made it hard on me. And my name, of course, right, Miss Anastasoff, my kindergarten teacher, I before E, except in Pfeifer, right?
Yeah, you're talking to a guy whose last name is S-C-H-O. I mean, so when it comes to names, hey, we're talking the same language, buddy. Well, hey, let's do this again soon, okay?
Todd, I really look forward to it, and I look forward to seeing you in person very soon.
I had everything ready. I made cupcakes, but I'll save them for next time.
Well, cupcakes, now you're talking my language. I am a real Missouri SOB. My father was a baker and my grandfather. That makes me a real Missouri son of a baker.
There you go. I'm called an SOB myself, but it doesn't have anything to do with baking. So we'll leave on that note, okay? All right, my friend. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Todd.
All right, bye-bye.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. What do we got?
We have a job opening.
What is it?
If this doesn't work out for Pete Pfeifer, he could be the next head of the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, do we have an opening?
Kristi Noem has been let go. She's been fired.
Has she really? So she didn't resign. Is this just coming across the ticker? What happened?
Truth Social post just came in. Trump is replacing Kristi Noem with Markwayne Mullin. I guess
Mullin.
Noem was testifying up on Capitol Hill and Maybe she didn't do too well.
Well,
She got grilled, as they say.
She got grilled. Well, I did not know that. This is just like the Randy Tobler thing. All these things happen when I have my mind on other things here.
Now, I was just complaining about Kristi Noem just because I flew to Florida and her face was on every single TV screen at TSA. And I thought, why do you want to be in the most miserable place on earth while you're getting patted down and it's told you can't have a receipt, a luggage tag in your pocket because it's going to throw off the x-ray machines? And she's got her tight little face with her Lorne Michaels voice and says, please, please get your real ID. And now she's gone.
Well, maybe she's gone so she can join Lorne Michaels and be the new person on Saturday Night Live. What do you think? God knows they need some help.
I think Mark Wayne Mullen was actually one of the keynote speakers at Springfield. We just had the Missouri GOP big party, Lincoln Days, where I got a flat tire and was given a room on the 5.5th floor with no elevator to get all my junk up there.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you say that again just really quick? You're on wait a minute.
Threw my back out. It's much better now. Thanks for checking in, everyone.
Yeah.
But Mark Wayne Mullen was there, so I kind of, in a roundabout way, have very close ties with him, and I can have him subpoena the people who built the Oasis Hotel in Springfield and have them blow it up.
Well, you know what you say is in Homeland Security, you just say, I think they're having trouble with the ice machine here at this hotel.
Didn't feel like home with the door slamming at 6 a.m. and housekeeping knocking on my door at 8:30 a.m.
Well, now, you have a lot of problems with your hotels that you stay in. You stayed at the Capitol Inn in Jeff City, and you had to look through a poop hole, or was that a glory hole, or what was it?
I had to sleep on the roof in South Beach, Miami.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. You slept on the roof in Miami. You had a glory hole at the Capitol Inn, and then they put you on the 5.5th floor in Springfield. You're one guy I don't want to travel with.
I think I need to talk to William Shatner about his Priceline negotiations and get things fixed for us here on Earth.
He's still alive, too?
He's 96. He's got the same surgeon as Kristi Noem.
I think maybe they're the same person. You ever thought of that?
I think they're star dating, you know. She was banging Lewandowski, and they grilled her about that on Capitol Hill.
Banging Lewandowski? Who's Lewandowski?
Corey Lewandowski.
What, she was banging Corey Lewandowski?
And they asked her about it. Getting into her personal life. Shatner's name's going to come up next if they keep digging.
Well, you don't think that they're...
He's gone where no man's gone before, except a lot of other men.
Well,
Lewandowski.
Oh, Lewandowski. That is... Well, maybe that was the whole issue.
I wouldn't trust the breaking news from this specific show, though. Probably do your own research.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, one thing you can trust on this show is that it's 94.2% true, okay? And the thing is, we are not AI bots. We are the real deal. We are blood, guts, and tears here. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and our BAC is at least over 0.08.
Yeah, it is, or even more sometimes, depending on what day of the week it is. And so we are the real deal, so people can trust us, as long as they don't call me at 8 o'clock in the morning before a major event and I've watched a rom-com that stole my brain. Okay, how's that sound?
Yeah, send in your ideas on Instagram, #KillTodd, for what cartoon he should write about Kristi Noem being fired.
They're cartoons. Why would anybody want to kill you over a cartoon? What a loser. I mean, and it's not just one. It's all these people. I'm not going to
And you specifically draw them with 4 fingers so they don't give the middle finger to the audience.
I do that
Very
because
respectful.
I'm all about love. I'm a lover, not a hater. Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Put that in your word balloon and smoke it.
Yeah, stick it. Hey, did you have a good time today?
I had a wonderful time.
I had a wonderful time, too. Well, you know what we always say, don't you?
And we say it at the same time.
If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all. Until next time, bye-bye. Perfect.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL, and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.